most of his career in Washington, racking up nearly 12,000 all-purpose yards. Portis played 9 seasons in the NFL, was selected to 2 Pro Bowls and 17 touchdowns. As a rookie, are tied for the second most in the Super Bowl era and earned him Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2002. And with that, we welcome in Clinton Portis right here to the set, joining us on First Take right here at Delaware State, the running backs coach, hanging out with us this morning. Thanks so much for being here with us, Clinton. We talked obviously with Deshaun Jackson earlier, head coach, talking about him bringing his talents as a former player to this Delaware State team. What attracted you to be a part of this program?
Just the opportunity. It was something special. You know, I came here to talk about the Carolina prospects to help him get kids, which Cam is familiar with the kids, the talent that we have in Carolina. So I came here to talk about the Carolina prospects. I left with the job opportunity. And, you know, in speaking, just walking around the campus, it was one of those moments where I said, you know what, I'm needed here. Like, this feels right. I listened to God. You know, I wasn't trying to do it my way, and I ended up here.
How powerful is it being a player and being able to kind of relate to these students and these student athletes because you've been in their position and obviously gone and played in the NFL?
Well, I think the number one thing is earning the trust of these kids. Right. You know, as a player, it's hard because you think you know everything, and everyone, the challenge is this player is not going to be you. And as I tell my backs, it's like, I'm not trying to get you to be me. I need you to be the best you that you could possibly be. So once you get their trust, they'll do anything for you. And I think that makes it easier because as a player, you know what you did like and what you didn't like. So I couldn't stand for a coach to yell at me. Like, if you're going to talk to me as a man, and I'll respond. So that's what I try to do in my room. I talk to them as a man, and they respond.
Yeah. As a player, I mean, a lot of people don't realize this. I mean, what you did when you were at the University of Miami speaks for itself, what you did, but especially over the first 7 or 8 years of your career, you were absolutely spectacular in the National Football League. I'm wondering, as a player that has transitioned to a coach, when you talk about getting the best out of youngsters in this day and age, how do you believe you've been able to do that? How do you do that? And what kind of advice would you give to people in terms of trying to get cats to maximize their potential? What do you do to pull that off?
I think every kid is different. You know, learning your kids, again, getting the kids to trust you, getting the respect of the people around you, and always being respectful. I think that's the start. So once you get kids to realize that you care, that's the biggest thing about this. Once kids really realize you care, like, this is coming from the heart, this is not just an opportunity to go out and be a coach or to go out and tell you what to do or be a boss. Like, hey, this is coming from the heart. I care about you. I care about your well-being. I'm trying to get you to the next level. If the next level is another school outside of DSU and you deserve that, I'm trying to get you there. If the next level is the NFL, I'm trying to get you there. So I think once kids understand that you really care about them, you know, this isn't about the money. Like, what we're doing around here, how we're changing this culture, how we're changing DSU wasn't about money for no one on this staff, you know, and then to go through where we were in March to where we are right now, when we were expected to be the worst in the MEAC, and now you're saying First Take is here, you know, talking about DSU getting ready to play a game. So I think we came a long way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think one of the things that we relate to, earlier this summer, I seen you at a rally of your son, and congratulations to him as well, a Miami commit. But the thing for me is, what's your recruiting strategy? Especially when you came, it's different when you've done it and you was that guy. Like, some guys are just a guy, but it's different from being that guy. When you're recruiting an individual, and being at a Delaware State is a rather unique space because Portis is on staff. You do have Deshaun Jackson on staff, guys who've actually been to where recruits are trying to get to. For your strategy, do you lead with your resume or your vision in how you try to lure talent?
I kind of lead with the vision, you know, and with that vision being said, it's easy for me to go and say, hey, we got a young offensive coordinator in Coach Nemo Washington that's going to be spectacular. He's going to be the man. So why wouldn't you want to play in this offense? We got an offensive line coach in Eugene Chung who's going to set up the run. You know, we got a quarterbacks coach in Sammy Parker who played with the Kansas City Chiefs that's going to throw the ball, you know. So it's easy to sell a kid on that because everyone around us has been on the professional level. The next thing is for me to have to show my resume. When I introduce myself to the parents, they like, ah! So that gives me an advantage. And then you only allowed to bring in 1 or 2 kids. So at DSU, our source is to go out and fly 10, 20 kids. And so I got to go out and get 2 kids. I find the 2 kids I like. I might call you and say, hey, I need that kid from your team on the 7-on-7 circuit. It's a lot of talent. So I'm just going to call the coach. Hey, man, I need him. This is the one player I need because I'm only allotted 1 or 2 players. So I don't have to go out and recruit 100 kids when I can only bring in 2. I want this one, and I deserve to get them, and that's who I'm bringing to my room.
Yeah, I'm sitting here listening to this. Well, you know what I love about what I'm hearing? When Deshaun Jackson first got the job, he hollered at me about assembling or whatever. And I know for a fact that there are an abundance of people that underestimated Deshaun Jackson. And then to hear Clinton talk and to hear the staff that has been assembled, I'm just thinking that there's a lot of people that's paying attention to Delaware State right now in terms of the coaching minds that exist here.
And I'm fighting the urge. I'm really fighting the urge of bringing Petty Cam out. But I just have to say this. When you see situations that happen at LSU, when you see situations that happen at Penn State, when you see the blunders of coaching that have had the resources and still not be able to produce, when you have guys that's doing the most with less, shout out to you guys, man, for real,
definitely.
because we need you to win, not because of the wins and losses, but just by showing it's a new age, not just in recruiting, but in coaching. And guys want guys to follow or to lead them that has been there and can understand them. There've always been a disconnect in player-coaches relationships. And for you guys to be standing on business how you're doing it, man, it's marvelous.
Yeah, what Cam is alluding to is, he won't say it, but I will. A couple of years back, Jimbo Fisher paid $76 million to leave, to not coach. Brian Kelly just let go by LSU, being paid $54 million to leave, to not coach. 10 coaches have lost their jobs this year alone, midway through the season, receiving in excess of $200 million in buyout money. So to the nation out there, maybe what you need to do when it comes to your coaches is look at HBCUs.
Hello.
A whole bunch of talent.
There we go.
At HBCU.
There we go.
I'm just saying.
Give us 15 million. Give us 15 million. We gonna call it
crazy.
I'm saying we gonna
crazy.
go crazy.
Look.
You know, so it is what it is, man. You know, you can't complain about it. You don't worry about what you don't have. I just think as a staff, we lean on each other and make sure we get it done.
Oh, you don't need to complain about it. Leave that to people like that. I'll complain about it. I'll complain about it.
Let's have some fun here. I know you and Deshaun have a podcast called House of Action. You also have a segment called Dope or Whack. Let's take a look at it right now.
What you feel about some of these pregame fits, man? Dope or whack?
Man, for me, I think is whack. Now it's like the trending thing. You know, everybody, when it comes to fashion, it's like, oh, this is the new thing to do. Like, look, this guy is so, like, look how he's dressed. Man, I've been doing this.
I feel like it's whack, man. Some of y'all getting paid to wear the crazy fit. I ain't gonna do it. I don't care how much you pay me. I ain't wearing it. I ain't wearing no see-through nothing. We ain't doing it. It's whack.
All right, we got some students here in the crowd. They're going to give their takes, and the guys at the desk, they're going to let us know if it's dope or it's whack. So say your name and let us know what your take is.
So what's up, DSU? My name is Jamin Morris. I'm a mass communications and marketing major here at Delaware State University.
Yeah.
And my question is for Coach Portis, actually. So recently this week, Stephen A. Smith stated that even with an average offense, he still believes that the Dallas Cowboys can make it to the NFC Championship. Do you believe that is a dope or whack take?
Average defense. Want to just specify. Average defense.
If they became average.
Yeah. You ready for my answer?
Yes.
Man, HTTR.
Ooh.
You better get your quarterback healthy.
That's fair. I didn't expect a different answer. The man played for the Washington franchise. I expected the answer. I got you.
How about you, Cam?
You better get your quarterback healthy. Because what we've seen, you need some help. And they have to do a better job with protecting him, whether philosophically or personnel-wise. And they understand that, and they know as well. So with a talent like Jaden Daniels, man, he's not – you don't just find them in the draft. You don't just find them just walking down the street. So for him, get healthy and come back with a bang.
Yeah, but they were talking about Cowboys, can they reach the NFC Championship game? I'm going to say this again. The offense is prolific. If they get anything from their defense, they can make noise. I just don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, we got another student here. Give us your name and what your take is.
My name is Brooke Mawson, a senior majoring in mass communications and a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Coach Portis, I think it's more important for a championship team to have a star running back than a star wide receiver. Is that a dope or whack take?
Dope. I think it's more important to have a dope running back as well. If you look in the Super Bowl era, the teams that go to the Super Bowl, the teams that perform in these winter months have a running back. If you look at the Chiefs, everybody give Mahomes the credit, but he had a running back throughout that run. You look at any of the teams that's been in the Super Bowl, they have a running back. You look at the teams that we get excited about, they have a running back. If you look at the Indianapolis Colts, who I would say in the AFC should probably go to the Super Bowl, they have a running back.
Yeah. Well, you got to cite that source, too. We're talking to a running back. So anything else would have been crazy. But this is what I will say. Whether it's a running back or a running game, the similarities of the crossover from the pass game in football to the run game in football is almost similar to being able to get to the bucket in basketball versus shooting a three in basketball as well. It looks pretty, it looks sexier, but at the same time, when you are able to run the football when you want to and need to, that becomes a very dangerous team.
I'm going to say that's a dope take as well, because here's the deal. Running games travel. Running games are what win you games in the playoffs. Run the ball, stop the run, okay? And most importantly, what inclement weather can really hinder you in your passing game.
Yeah.
So you got that going on, or a bad quarterback can hinder an elite wide receiver. But if you can run that damn football, you can run it no matter what, and that can propel you. So I'm going to say that's a dope take. I agree with y'all.
All right, dope take. Let's get another student in here. Let us know your name and what your take is.
My name is Renaya Bullock, and I'm a senior mass communications major from Detroit. Now, Mr. Stephen A., my take is that Delaware State University is the littest HBCU in the country. But, hold on, I can show you better than I could tell you. Somebody say DSU! I said DSU! I said DSU! I thought you knew it!
Calling you out.
Is that dope or whack?
I'm about to say what I did.
I can't front. This is the best crowd I've been a part of. I can't even front. Y'all have done yourselves proud. I'm very, very proud of how y'all turned it out. For a national television network to bring a show to here, for y'all to show up and show out the way that y'all did. I can't even tell y'all how grateful, how proud I am of y'all. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all answered the call.
Yes.
Y'all set the standard.
Yes, y'all did.
No doubt.
Yes. DSU represent. Let me hear y'all get some energy up in here. Let me hear y'all. Best, come on. Best crowd on the stops so far. Let's take a break here on First Day. Plenty more coming up after